Welcome to Art and Soul Insider. I'm Barbara Lynn Burns, and I'm here to help you find your joy, your creativity, and calm through art and wellness. Whether it's exploring new supplies, guided meditations, or inspiring art projects, this is your space to recharge and create. So let's make more art and less stress together. Here we go. Welcome to Abstract Stencil Magic Part 2. Today we are going to be moving on from the foundational aspects that we worked on in Part 1, and now we're going to do some layering. So this entire video is about layering and doing different types of things to create visual interest on your painting. It's kind of like the sandwich, you have to have the foundation first, and then you do the layering, which is what we're going to be doing in this video. And then part 3 is where we're going to be doing the detailing. So that makes up the whole image. And so you have to take your artwork in 3 steps, really, especially if you're doing abstracts. It really does make a difference in the work as a whole. I loved this video, this one that we're doing today, because I just had so much fun with the stencils. I had a lot of fun using them in a way that you don't usually use them. Usually you use the stencils to add paint. Well, we were using the stencils to take away paint. So if that interests you, hang on tight, and we're going to explore that. And I hope you learn lots today. It's the teacher in me always wanting to make sure that you kind of come away with something that you go, I never knew that before. So let me know in the comments what you learned today, and or what you really liked. I'd love to hear from you. So let's go. I saw that. So I'm going to take the yellow, and I'm actually going to go over this red. I don't know if I want to do it all. You know what? I'm going to do it just here, because I'm liking the red here. It gives some weight here compared to if it was turned into an orange. So again, just the paint, taking some water out. Okay. And now I'm just going to follow this line. See, there's that line, right? I got to watch out. Well, you know what? If they blend, they blend. Actually, I'm pretty okay with that. So let's just go over and just use this color. There we go. So what's going to happen, just by layering that yellow on top of the red, we're going to get an orange. Now, it might not have been that great of a layer, but actually you can see it. It's a deeper orange. You see that compared to the red? Yeah. I love it. It's just like it's magic, right? Okay, so that kind of went a little wobbled. That was a little too watered, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's do that again. Yeah, just kind of bloop. I didn't get that much of an impact there, so let's just try that again. Oh, again, it's still pretty watery. So this is a type of work, after I show it to you and all, for you to just sit back and just kind of get lost in it. See, and that's what I love about this. I'm looking for things. I'm really into this, and then trying to find kind of, what color can I add here? What can I do there? Right? Oh, I missed some pencil crayon here. Oh, I'm lifting it up there. There we go. There. Lifted it up a bit. Yeah. I'm going to add more red here because it's just a red color. I want to add some interest. So what I could do is do a light glaze of another color. So I could take this blue and I'm going to water this down. You see? I'm going to take some water and go like this because I still want it to be a red. So I'm going to go like this and just take it across like that. So it's a deeper blue, a deeper red because I added the blue to it. It's going to look a little different. Have a little purple tinge to it. It's not going to be purple, but it's going to lean towards the purple. Now this is kind of different here. I'm seeing some shapes here. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to accentuate these shapes with this. It's kind of like a blob. There's kind of a blob here. And then there's a blob kind of coming out. So again, taking my brush, I'm going to, oh, I think my brush is a little too wet. Just wet that down. And there we go. There's one color. Now I'm at the stage, I think I'm happy where it is. So now I'm thinking I'm going to finally divulge the secret. Oh, I'm going to, actually, I lied. I'm going to add a little bit of blue. How much blue do I have there? Oh, sorry, hit the camera again. I'm going to do the blue thing here with this one as well. On the green, so it's a little different. Actually, I think I'm lifting a little bit. There we go. Just so it's a little different. And then with that yellow, let's just make this a stronger yellow. I'm just going to do a light. Again, got the green there. Got a little bit of the red there, just like that. Just to increase the intensity of it. There. Good. That didn't really do what I wanted there, did it? It just created a line around it. I'm going to take that red again, and I'm going to paint on. A good idea is when you're working with watercolors, I sometimes like to actually just stop my work and walk away from it for a bit. And by doing that, I can see, because the colors get time to soak into the paper, and then I can see, oh, that didn't work very well. Oh, we got to improve that, right? That's still wet. It kind of is, isn't it? There we go. Okay. So, blow dry. So what I want to show you is a technique called lifting. I'm going to get a smaller brush because what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you right here. There we go. Okay, smaller brush. So this is what I was using beforehand. This is what I'm wanting now. I see a little section here, right here. It's kind of like that. See? I'm going to take my brush, and all it has is water in it. Not a little dirty water now, because it's that way. And I'm going to take my paintbrush and just go in that shape. And I'm actually going to, just do the outline of it. Okay, just a little bit more water. You don't want to drown it, right? But you don't want too much either. And I'm going to take my paper towel, press it down, lift. You see that? It's called lifting. And what's beautiful with higher quality paints, and these are higher qualities than last class I did with someone, and it didn't lift as well. Because what I like to see, is a little color left behind. And we have that red left behind. So the pigment has come into the paper, and you've been able to lift some out. Now, we can keep making this lighter, actually. What you have to watch out for is that doing it too many times, you might break down the integrity of your paper. So you have to be wary of that, okay? So let's do that. Let's try another one. I'm just wanting to do a shape here. I'm going to do another shape. Well, there's one that kind of comes down here. I see a line here and a little thing here. So I'm thinking I'm going to go here and then here, right around. I'm not going to go right to the edge because remember the edge is white. So I'm going to go kind of inside it. Like that. But this time, I'm going to do the whole shape. So you have to wet the entire shape. Take your time because your edging's very important. If you go past that edge, right, it's not going to look as good. Because, right, you've gone too far. There we go. And lift. There we go. See? So I've got some little left behind. So what I can do is just go in there and go to this specific area. I've got a little there, a little there. Come back to it and then lift again and see it is gone. So now this is what I was long awaiting thing that I was wanting to share with you. I'm going to, I've got some circles there. I'm trying to think what I want to do here. I'm going to use the stencils. Because we've got lots of these lines, right? I kind of like those lines. So I'm going to try this. I have never tried this with this before, with this stencil. So we're going to try something new. So I take a sponge, got my got my sponge. Okay, wanting to get that sponge nice and wet, not too wet. Because what you have to watch out is, and that's what I'm kind of scared about this one, is because it might go underneath. So what I'm doing is I'm holding it down. I'm going to have to hold it down maybe in 3 spots, right like that. And I'm going to start lifting the paint away. So some of these areas are quite short, or not short, small. So again, it's damp. I'm lifting, trying not to go too wet because, right, we can go underneath and destroy the visual there. Okay, ready? Ta-da! Isn't that cool? You see that? Oh, isn't that neat? Mm-hmm. So that is actually another layer I've added on top. So with stencils, you can add paint. And with watercolors and stencils, you can take away paint. Oh, I love it. I just love it. It just excites me. So I'm going to bring some over here because since we found out it works, the key is not to use too much. Because you want a sense of unity, right? Because I'm getting that sense of unity with these lines that are all in the background. But then also I'm doing here, and I'm going to add it here. I'm going to move my palette just so I have a little better room to put my arm and to keep it down. Okay, here we go. Lifting the paint. So every now and again, you are going to have to get your sponge re-wetted, right? You want to clean it because you don't want it to get dirty. You know, this color that we're revealing. You want to see the color, not the color brown of the dirty water, right? So I'm really holding this tight because I'm really not wanting this to lift. Well, I'm wanting the color to lift. You know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying. Now you could fade this in and fade it out very easy because you see you've got the dark, you've got the variation of the actual, sorry, I'm concentrating. I don't have a finger on that edge to make sure it's staying down where I want it. So we'll see. Ready? Lift. There we go. There we go. Lift that. There. Kind of cool. It looks like I've put white paint there, doesn't it? But I haven't. But you still see the color where I've lifted. Love that. Oh, love it, love it, love it. So I'm wanting to bring out the color a bit more. And I mean the lines a bit more. So, but I'm going to wait for a bit. I think that's going to be my last thing where I'll take the ink pen. Now, what other thing can we use? We could lift. I was just thinking, because I made these blobs, right? We could do blobs and lift those blobs. So that would add a sense of unity. So instead of this triangle, maybe I'm just going to make it a blob. Okay? Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to bring this out and just kind of go like that. Square it off a little bit. Kind of add another triangle on top of it. And lift. Oh, I got a line there. I didn't go over where the actual triangle was. There we go. Here's a blob. I'm going to get a new paper towel or I can use one of these because it's getting kind of a little too much. And I'm going to make it kind of like it's radiating out, right? So I'm going to do something like this. So adding the water. You have to let kind of the water soak in for a bit because then the water gets to kind of marry the paint. There we go. And so this is adding not only visual interest, but we are adding the layers that make it well, a little stronger piece. Because if it's just adding detail makes a difference. It takes a work, even, and I'm talking even realistic work, it takes your realistic work from looking okay to really making a difference and making it stand out. And so that's sometimes what you have to be aware of when you are creating something, is adding the details. Things like this really do help it. Guaranteed, every work you're doing, you'll reach a point where you're not going to like your work. Have you ever gotten there? I'm saying that because I believe that is more common, and a lot of people don't talk about it. It's the middle uglies. And so what happens when you're a beginning artist, well, you think you're not good. It's not working out. I gotta quit. I gotta throw it away. You don't. Okay? You just need to keep going and just move on. Yeah. And that can be really challenging. Very challenging, because sometimes you don't know what to do next, right? So I've done this outline, and it's kind of at a point, and that's okay. But I'm going to, because these are kind of rectangular shapes kind of thing, I'm going to continue that. But I'm going to do rectangular things on top and around this. So it looks like it was meant to be. Oh, there's a little bit of water that came out. I'm going to lift it. There we go. Just a little splash of water there. So let's do a shape, rectangular kind of shape. There we go. Just keep doing those lines, going over them, doing the exact lines that you did the first time, right? No rush. Because when you rush something like this, look at that. Isn't that cool? You made a print. So you could save something like this, right? And then use it as a collage in a later piece, which I might do, because I kind of like this. You know, I kind of like that. Yeah, it might help. Might happen. And I'm going to do another one coming up here. So, there's that saying, the slow and easy gets the prize. No, I'm butchering that, but you probably know that one. If you do, please put it in the comments and remind me what the proper way of saying it is. Yeah. So again, just going over these lines, just to add a little more water to lift up that paint. Okay, letting it sit for a bit. And here's another one. Again, lift. I'm going to go down here. So see, I'm kind of hiding that one. Even though I did it and it's there, I'm kind of mixing it up with these ones. So when you kind of look at it overall, it's not going to stick out as much as you thought it would. Because it's a different type of shape, isn't it? There, and let's lift. Oh, that one wasn't as deep because I didn't get it all. See, it's not as white as the other ones. Now that might be just the pigment too, right? You never know. There we go. So I'm just adding little ghost ones there. Paint, the paper's still wet over here from when I took. You really do sop your paper, especially with something with so many holes, compared to doing something like, trying to look at something. No, like this, right? You're not going to make your paper as wet as something like that. This one might be kind of cool. Not with this, but you know, might be kind of cool if you do some asemic writing with that one. Yeah. If you don't know what asemic writing is, I've got a great course about it. Really does add a little extra layer to your work. And if you want to see it, I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so then you know what to look for. It's a nice little video. Okay, I'm going to do this one. It's going to be kind of floating off by itself. Like that. I'm using just the tip of my brush. And see, this is a round. Rounds always come to a tip. It's different from a flat because a flat is basically your bristles are all pushed together and therefore they create a flat line type of thing. Okay. I'm going to do kind of one here. I want to connect it with this one. And lift some of that green if I can. We'll see. Oh, I lifted some of it there. Got some paint there, didn't I? Okay. Again, going over. Here's that part. Here's that part. Oh, I made a little smudge, so we might see that when I lift. Let's see if this one works here. And let's do a lift. Oh, worked. Yep, got a little green. See? A little green in there. Let's do one connected to that, so that'll kind of take it to its corner, right? So it's kind of making a nice, interesting negative effect with it. It's going to be a bit bigger, this one. So again, you want to use a round when you do something like this. Well, actually, that's a lie. You can use a flat. They can make some really nice line work. And I'll show you. I'll try and get a good brush for you, and I'll show you here. Okay. Oh, that didn't lift as much, so I'm just going to add a little bit more to that corner there. And like that. There, that works. Okay. So, as I mentioned, here I'm going to get a flat for you. It's kind of fuzzy, this one. Let's try and get you one so I can show that point to you. I've got angle brush. Oh, here. This one might work. Yes, this one's much better. This one, see how it's a little fuzzy? I don't know if you can, but it's a little fuzzier. It might be better when it's wet, versus this one. See, that one's nice and less fuzzy. This is it's a shader brush. Lowell Cornell. Don't know. That other brush was basically a Michael's. They're in those little kits. Those are kind of fun. Now, I'm going to take this and just put my brush here. Like that. Lift. See, I'm just putting that brush down and kind of making little sweeping lines, and I'm actually going on top of a line that's already there. It was one of my blue lines that I did with the watercolor pencil crayon. So again, your lifting can come in different things. So you could do like shapes of lines that are lifted, which I think I'm going to maybe do here. So shapes, it's kind of, when it's a shape of a line, I'm making a series of lines kind of so it looks like a shape of something. So I'm going to kind of join them. You have to watch that you don't make the line too thick when you're doing that back and forth. So what some people do, and I've done this before, you just basically put your brush and you tap it up and down, and that's all you do. You don't move it at all except for up and down. See? And that works really well. So I'm going to, because I'm trying to connect the two as such. Okay. So we'll just kind of see how that works. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take another line just from here, coming up like that, and going up higher. It's settling in, and go like that. There. So it's not as white. So if I want to, I can just kind of do a little rub, right? There's a lot of pigment. So we'll just see how that goes. It might not go white. That's okay. It's a lighter version. And so there'll be some contrast. It'll be harder to see this line on the yellow. Yellow is the lightest color that we have on the color wheel. And then naturally there's white. So I'm just going to increase this one, coming it up a little bit further. So I'm creating a line in an area. There we go. And I'm going to add some more. I think I'm going to add some in here. Just that it just adds, again, that detail. And I'm going to, okay, these are very evenly spaced. I'm going to bring this one out a little further. And I'm actually going to bring it into the blue here, just for some variation. And just kind of, I shouldn't have done that, because I actually, by touching it here and then going over the yellow, I made a green, right? And we don't want that in that color, right? We just want to lift, but it didn't bother it too much. Okay, I'm going to do this one close. So coming up to here, whoops. My brush kind of went underneath, as such, underneath my feet. It's kind of went, you know, it kind of flattened there on me. I'm just going to make this one a long one. So go like that, lift, and go like that, and lift. So I'm going to go over. Need a little bit more time, a little bit more moisture, right? So I'm just going to do this section. I think I did too much of a section, you know. You have to watch out with this, well, and especially with me, because I am in Alberta, and Alberta is very dry. There's no deserts or anything in Alberta, but we've got the Rocky Mountains, and it is quite arid. So down south in southern Alberta, we have the grasshoppers and everything like that in the summer, and we have these things called hoodoos, and they are formed by the wind, and they look like they're almost out of this world type of, but they're really, really cool. So with that, I'm going to add some on, maybe 2 lines on this side. there. So for consistency's sake, going to bring some lines up here. We need something here. Really thinking about this. I'm going to do line work. No, I'm saying here. My intuition's saying here, and I got to be true to it. Oh, almost moved my paper. I've got to watch out for that, right? Got to watch out, Barb. Well, these are very going to be parallel. I'm just looking at them here. Not parallel, but very horizontal. So lines have different meanings. I have a wonderful handout, all that talks about the element of line and how you can use it, how it can improve your work, that type of thing. I would highly recommend you look at it because it will make a difference in your artwork. So that will be up here. I'll show you that. Okay. Comes with a free handout. I think it's a 10-page handout I created. And you will learn everything you need to know about line. I've taken all my handouts throughout the years, and I have put them together and created this handout. So with this handout, it is to help you naturally learn how to use line. And as I was saying, I'm going to give away a little bit of it here, but line can show a sense of an emotion. Emotion can be in different ways that lines can express. Horizontal, we often think of peace, calm. So imagine, I'm doing these lines right now. Imagine you're looking at a lake, and it's a calm lake. You see these horizontal lines running through it. Just everything is calm. So that's a very strong visual of line showing emotion, and with it being horizontal. Here in this work, we have a lot of lines that are diagonal. Okay, so we've got lines in here, kind of seeing them in the background. We've got lines here, we've got lines here, right? These are lines that make up the shapes. Diagonal lines are lines that mean energy, movement. Things really grow. There's a sense of, as I said, movement with diagonal lines. So if you're wanting your work to really kind of almost create a sense of excitement, or then you will use diagonal lines. And it's very interesting to look at logos. Logos and how they use line to express the emotion that they're trying to give you about their company. And they really use this theory about line showing emotion very well in logos. They combine it with color, the element of color. And this combination of line showing emotion and color showing emotion, the viewer really gets an idea of what that company is all about. It's fascinating, just fascinating. So I highly suggest that you get that handout and watch that video. And I think it's a 2-parter video, but you will learn, and I'm not exaggerating, everything you need to know about art or line. Wouldn't that be nice? 2 videos, everything you need to know about art in 2 videos? Wow, That would be amazing. I haven't gotten that yet. So you'll have to wait for that one. There. So I'm going to do a few more lines, and then we're going to go to the next step. There we go. So we need something there. And I'm looking for something that's very similar with that. Let's see if we can find something that's a small. Oh, well, maybe something like this. Kind of fits, doesn't it? We use this, but that kind of works too. It's going to look kind of the same though. That's too similar. Do we have any circles? No, we got kind of a circle shape here. We could use something like that. That's an option. Nope. Not this one. Unless we want it contrasting, right? Yeah. We have circles. No, that doesn't really work with that, does it? Ooh. Maybe. Well, that's kind of similar too, isn't it? Maybe I should bring some circles in. That's what I'm wondering. Because we've got that circle here. Oh, and there's kind of a circle here. You see that? With that? Oh, okay. Yep. I'm going to bring circles. So, because I'm going to accentuate that when I'm doing my pen work. So it's either we can use this one. This one's kind of nice because it has the lines in it already. But I'm just wanting kind of a corner thing with it. I'm almost like I put boom, 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 which I usually don't do. Don't know why I did it, but I'm just using what I'm thinking I'm using. That does not make sense. Okay, I think I'm going to use this line too. So I'm going to tape this down. And I'm going to tape it to where I want to go with it, right? So I don't want to go past here. So I'm wanting to do all in here. You see? So that's what I'm thinking. That's how I'm taping here. And then I'm taping just as an added protection. See? So I can go ahead and mess with it here, but it's all okay elsewhere. Now this kind of ends there. Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll still use it. Okay. So here, I'm going to use acrylic paint now, or the acrylic ink. I'm not going to use the paint. If I was using the paint, I'd use this. Actually, I still might use this. Does that work? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to use this. So this is high viscosity, so it means it's very thick. You don't have to use very thick paint. This is one of those craft paints. This is good, but it's very liquidy, so it's not, I find it's not the best to stencil with. I like a little thicker. But you'll find other people that say, no, I like this better. So to each his own, right? So I have about this much paint. And I'm going to take this. Now I could do two ways. I could sponge it on. Okay? Or I'm going to use my stamper. I'm going to use this to show you. So I'm going to, see, it's kind of on there like that. I'm just going to keep swirling it around to get an even coat on the bristles. It's a little still. There we go. See? My little handle off one. So I'm going to go like this. So I hold it taut. I gotta watch because that lifts it up there. So I'm just gonna go like this. So I'm using white, and the white works because of I have lightened the paper, right? You want to make sure that it's pure color, whatever color you're working on. I'm seeing a little green underneath there. I am needing more paint. Yeah, more paint. Okay, we are now going to do a tarot card reading. We're just going to pull one card, like I usually do. And you know what? I thought it'd be neat to use the same cards that we used last week. They are the Light Seers Pocket Tarot, 78 card deck, and the artist's name and the creator of this tarot card set is Chris Ann. She is a Canadian, I believe. And again, the artwork in here is just beautiful, really amazing, and just full of life and soul. And yeah, I love her work. And as I mentioned before, my work is very similar in what I do with the color as well as my line work. So it's kind of neat to see a kindred spirit doing similar work. Okay, so let us begin. So this reading will be for someone that is watching this video. Now, what I think it's really cool, it could be someone when I post it, you know, a person that watches it just really near to the time that I'm posting this. Or it could be someone, 10 years down the line watching this video. I love that idea. It just really, it makes me happy. So I do hope you find something in this tarot to come away with. And that's why I also believe that these tarots could be for someone, well, all of us. There could be a message in here for every single person that watches this video, and for those that don't. I call it the collective. I'm going to choose this one. This one just caught my eye, so here we go. This one is, another major arcana. Last week we had a major arcana, didn't we? This one is the Chariot. So, the Chariot, almost like a gypsy house, a gypsy cabin. You know how the gypsies would travel with their horses, and yeah, it's almost like a gypsy one. A male, is on top of it, and it looks like they are going fast. There's a black and a white horse. So a sense of either night or day, or could be this or that, the word polarity, that's the word I'm looking for. Looks like the sun is, it could be setting or rising. And again, there's movement, and there seems to be magic as well in this one because of the little sparkles of light coming through. So, the Chariot. I hope this week I make it in view for you, because last week I noticed I was a little too close and it just didn't work. So the Chariot. The Chariot is victory, speed, and action, determination, harnessing and uniting opposing energies. There you go. Success, travel, confidence, willpower, and control. The universe constantly gifts us the opportunity to become the person we want to be. It's a magical time for taking inspired action. Push ahead with willpower and determination because you will get there. Remember, inaction is the same as, sorry, my finger's in the way. Inaction is the same as deciding to stay still. The Chariot reminds you that while you are on the way to your goal, you need to make decisions about your best path forward. If you feel pulled in two different directions, know that you will be able to coax both of these energies ahead toward the same target. Charging ahead without paying attention to your path can sometimes be harmful to those in your wake. So take care not to trample on others on your way up the mountain. Choose the thing you really want. Focus your efforts and move swiftly. If you aren't sure what your direction is, then it's time to make some plans, align goals, and spark dreams. And the affirmation is, I choose who I am becoming, and I run toward it with conviction and consistent motion. I love that part where he said about any inaction is basically you're deciding to stay still. That's just, yeah, I really do believe that. Or say, someone gives you an option. It could be this or that. And say, you choose, they get you to choose left or right, and you choose right. And inside you're disappointed with it. Well, that's a key that the other one is more the pull. So, you have to listen to yourself in that way, and in paying attention to your path, paying attention to these things that are opposites. But know that sometimes you can take these opposite ideas or things or even people, and you can bring them together to move forward. That's some wonderful power in there. So I hope it helps you on your path. And have a wonderful week and be good and gentle to yourself. Love you. Bye-bye.